Hey there folks, how you doing today? Hope everything is going well for you. I wanted to touch base and do a very short little video today. I'm gonna try to keep it between 6 and 8 minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to, so let's roll on into it and get this done in one take. For starters, let's make sure that we have here a couple of safe and empty weapons. This one is hot. I'm gonna have to clear it again. There's it round, dropped it today. Alright, so I'm going to set this loaded magazine and this round over here so they're not in our immediate workspace. So today we're going to cover viewer feedback on a couple of recent comments that I have received. And keep in mind folks, I do try to go and read all the comments. Most of them I try to get back with you and at least give you some kind of indication that I read what you had. Understand that there's more that comes in than I can devote a lot of time to. And some of the comments that come in are just garbage. We're going to cover that a little bit here in a minute as well. So some of you may have remembered this video that I did on the 15 round extension for the Taurus GX4 from Lakeline LLC. A few weeks later, I did a secondary video which included information about that magazine having a catastrophic failure due to some type of structural issue with the base of the magazine. So recently I received a message from a viewer named Charles Smith who said, "Thank you for the informative video. Let Lakeline know by email. Al Lawrence will probably want to know the experience that you've had and correct the problem. He's top-notch with trying to make customers satisfied and put out good products. Looks like a bad batch of polymer maybe." Well, I do not know if Charles Smith knows Al Lawrence personally. I have spoken with Al via email in the past getting information on his products for channel reviews that we have done here, but I don't know the man personally. I did reach out to him. I sent him information that I had gathered. He got back with me later that day. We had a good dialogue back and forth. He does indeed seem to be a very courteous and understanding person. In an effort to ensure product quality, he had mentioned to me in email that he was planning to pull those 15 round extensions for the time being until he can do a little bit more testing to ensure that a quality product is going out from his office. He also went into great detail discussing the cost involved with producing the 3D printed parts using the Marked Forge printing systems that they use. I do realize that given the type of setup that he has and the volume he's dealing with, that he has to pass that cost on to the end consumer. I get that. One nice thing about his products is they are made right here in the United States. It's not something being imported from a PRC sweatshop. So I do appreciate that. And kudos to Al Lawrence for getting back with me. He also mentioned a couple of other things to me that for the time being I'm not going to bring up on here because I want to see if it plays out. There could be some interesting interaction between him and me in the future concerning some product review. So we'll see how that goes. We all know this guy, right? He's the one that leaves the comments that indicate that he is in fact smarter than anybody producing the content on this platform. I dug around on the internet and I actually found another picture of him. This one here is actually a little bit more what he really looks like. Regardless, there's no shortage of guys like this that they like to put in their 2 cents. Oftentimes it is done in such a manner that it is to belittle the producer of the content. And to a point, you know, I'm fine with that, and I'm a big boy. It really doesn't hurt my feelings when somebody says something crosswise. But what I hate to see is something be construed through the comments that could potentially mislead somebody else somewhere down the line. Also mentioned that some viewers just really have a tendency to leave vulgar comments behind. You know, I try to keep this as PG-13 rated as I can on here, and I try to keep the language to a minimum because I have children that watch this. You may have children that watch this, and regardless, I don't think it's necessary to use vulgarity and profane language just to get a point across under normal circumstances, although there is a time and a place for it, I reckon. Saw this on the internet the other day. I thought this was pretty good. The more I follow Jordan Peterson, the more I like him. This one was just kind of funny, so I thought I'd share it. The sound from a musician on stage bounces off the auditorium walls to surround the audience. The sound from a pigeon on stage does not do this. The reason is acoustics. Alright, that'll be it for the dad joke humor for this video. I don't know if you saw it or not, but yesterday I put out a new video, kind of a first-time buyer's guide for what I would recommend for somebody buying their first 9mm pistol. It certainly is not all-inclusive, but it should give a fairly basic idea of where I stand on the matter. Instantaneously, check this out, folks, within like 13 minutes of that video launching, I had lost another subscriber. I'm pretty sure if you looked it back up, it's this guy again. If any of my mechanically inclined friends out there or guys that work in service shops, maybe you can appreciate this. I thought it was funny. Might hurt a little bit for some of you. All right, so this comment comes from a viewer. I'm going to give a try at this. Wahi Valleys. If that's not correct, let me know in the comments, okay? It says, I am curious about the Lakeline extension, and you did show it briefly and talk about it extensively with regards to purchase. But I would have really liked to see more of the pistol with the angled extension. Perhaps do another demo with it flat on a table, maybe comparing it to other subcompacts that you might have. Wahi Valleys. Well, I read that. I responded back to him while I was waiting for my tires on my Weasel Diesel earlier today. Those are the old tires. I'll send a picture of the new tires here in a minute. There it is. Okay. Your request has been considered by the powers that be and deemed worthy of acceptance. So here we are. So without further ado, okay, I cleared these a minute ago. I'll show them to you again. Here's the Taurus GX4. Here's the Sig P365. These two pistols are nearly identical in size, and when I compare the Taurus GX4 to something, this is normally what I compare it to, so that's why I chose to do this today. So here, check this out. For starters, this is a loaded magazine. I'm going to put it in the pistol with a closed slide, and this is just for comparison. I'm going to remove it again and show clear here in just a minute. Here is the back-to-back view of the Taurus GX4 and the Sig P365 with flush fit magazines. And just for safety's sake, I will show clear on that again. Safe and empty weapon. This is specifically what Wahi Valleys was asking about, so I'll show it next. This is the GX4 with the Lakeline pinky extension versus the Sig P365 with its factory pinky extension. I'll take a still photo of those and superimpose it right here. And while nobody asked for it, here I will show you again. This is the Taurus GX4 with the 13-round factory extended magazine and the Sig P365 with a 12-round factory extended magazine. So there you have it, Wahi Valleys. I hope that answered your question. So I saved the best for last, folks. This guy, oh brother, I don't know what I did to him, but apparently I've got him worked up. Last year I produced this video showing a simple solution to a common problem with the Smith & Wesson SD40 VE pistol. I can tell you from the analytics that most folks have not watched that video through to its entirety. They probably get tired of it part of the way through, and perhaps it is my fault that I didn't explain myself a little better at the beginning. However, for those that watched the video in its entirety, they saw at the end the simple solution to the problem, which was spelled out in the video description, so I don't know how perhaps that was lost in the sauce. But as you may know, I have addressed comments on that video extensively here on the channel, and today, our last but not least, is going to be no different. It comes from a fella named Ryan the Cyan. I wasn't sure what a scion was, so I looked it up on Urban Dictionary, and it turns out that it is a term used to describe male fashion designers specializing in men's crocheted outerwear. Seems appropriate. Ryan the Cyan said 9 days ago, referring to that SD40 VE video, absolutely useless video, and for the geniuses saying rack it harder, what you have to say about it doing it while shooting. I don't think we talked about it doing it while shooting. I don't think it was doing it while shooting, but we'll move forward. I had this problem, and I feel like to solve it would be to polish the chamber and feed ramp, as mine looks pretty rough and I can see machine markings still on it. You know, perhaps he's right. Maybe that would fix it for his. So I reached out to him concerning the useless video that I produced, and I left him the following message. We specialize in useless videos around here. Speaking of which, I checked out your channel. Nice moves. Looks like you're up in Canada. Has the Supreme Leader gotten the riffraff quelled yet? Thanks for watching. Sorry for the disappointment. Hey folks, what can you do? I can't make everybody happy. Alright, so I wrote that one off. I wasn't too worried about it. Well, check this out. Just yesterday, same dude, same video. I had a problem of the round not fully chambering, like it was getting caught on something. Long story short, I cut 2 rotations off the extractor spring, and now everything is lovely. If this is your problem, cut the extractor spring because it has way too much tension. You're welcome. This was the response I gave him earlier. As this is the second, albeit most civil, comment you've left on this specific video, I can help. I think that was supposed to say can't help, but gather that you seem to have an axe to grind concerning the matter. A video that I will point out that by far and large, here's evidence of that, has been well received by other viewers. Perhaps you should take a break from the monkey bars and produce a video showing your gunsmithing prowess. Now, in reference to him on the monkey bars, as a general rule, I try not to go to other people's houses and throw rocks at them and tell them how to cut their grass. All I've got to say to somebody who's watched my video enough times to comment on it more than once, make your own video, man. It's not that hard. You've obviously done it before. Make your own video, show your prowess, show that you're better at it than I am, and folks will watch you instead of me. That is all. Take care. God bless.